Music has always been one of the most constant and influential things throughout history. And through all that time, music was great until the invention of rock and roll. That's when it became amazing.
I can ask you 2 questions. Hey! Don't hurt me! When you think of classic rock, what names come to mind?
I don't know, man.
What f***ing names?
Led Zeppelin.
As you can see, when most people think of classic rock, they think of Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, or the Beatles, but shut up. What most people don't know is that it's a genre originally created by African American culture, with names such as Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, and of course the king, Elvis Presley.
After this era of jazzy and fast-paced rock comes the 60s with a whole new feel and tone, brought in partly by the UK bands such as The Who, Rolling Stones, and the Beatles. However, they weren't the only big names in rock at that time. Let's not forget about Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, Bob Dylan, and the Beach Boys. Well, just to name a few. Most of these bands held strong for decades. During this time, a new subgenre of rock emerged, Southern rock. This included bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd, one of the most recognizable names in rock, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and ZZ Top, who spanned across multiple categories of rock, such as Southern, hard rock, and soul. Now into the 70s, with a slightly different sound, but still holding true to the rock of the 60s, comes new bands like the Eagles, Aerosmith, and Queen. However, bands like the Beach Boys started to fall out of the loop. But in this era of soulful 70s rock, a new genre of rock takes the spotlight, hard rock. This kind of rock and roll had been around for a while, but it hadn't been made popular until the birth of bands in the late 70s like AC/DC, Kiss, Def Leppard, and Whitesnake. This new form of music changed the face of rock forever, giving way to new bands of the 80s full of big hair, crazy outfits, parties, and drugs. They were mainly hard rock bands such as Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Poison, Motley Crue, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Bon Jovi. Around this time, a whole new genre of music branched off rock, hip-hop. This was brought mainly to light by the Beastie Boys and Run DMC, with their collaboration with Aerosmith covering their song Walk This Way and putting a whole new spin on rock. They had taken the song and sampled it into a whole new hip-hop song. A couple of years before this, the aforementioned Beastie Boys formed, combining rap with rock and roll, with songs such as No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Intergalactic, Brass Monkey, and the majority of the rest of their songs. This new innovation opened the gates of what would become the next biggest music genre and eventually modern-day rap, which had surpassed rock in the U.S. as the most listened to genre of music. Popular modern rap artists include Kodak Black, Eminem, Kanye West, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. Recent statistics show that R&B/hip-hop represents 24.5% of all music consumption in the U.S., with rock coming in second at 20.8%. To be frank, it brings a tear to my eye.